John, welcome to my channel, Disquiet and Dragons, and this is my weekly wrap-up video. Hello, welcome back. I'm going to start off this video with what I've been reading this week, then I'll go into some of the movies and music I've been listening to and what else I've been up to during the week. As regarding books, I finished one book this week. I've started another one, a buddy read with Nikhil at Shelf Esteem and Ellie at Bibbidi Bobbidi Books. That's a buddy read of Assassin's Quest by Robin Hobb. It starts off so good. I'm really enjoying this series of books. Ellie was telling me that some people regard this as the weakest trilogy in the realm of the Elderlings books. I just can't imagine how it can get better than what these books are. They're just, the world building and the character arcs for all the characters, it's just phenomenal. The amount of detail that goes into these books. I think they're very Assassin's Quest, it seems to be, it's a very dense book. I can't read it quickly. I'm managing to do about 2 chapters a day, but it's not a book that I want to rush. It's just so good. And the things that happen, they can be so, they just make you feel so many different emotions. Some of the things that happen are absolutely heartbreaking. And yeah, that's within like the first 2 chapters of the book. So I'm excited to see where this one goes, what happens to Fitz, and yeah, really looking forward to having some talks and discussions in the buddy read. The book I actually finished this week was a reread of A Psalm for the Wild Built by Becky Chambers. I've spoken about this book on my channel 100 times. It gets better every time I've read it. It's actually the second time I've read it this year, and I don't normally reread too many books, so the fact that I've read this 3 times now just shows how good a book it is. If you haven't heard of this book, it's about a tea monk called Sibling Dex. Sibling Dex, he changes vocation and becomes a tea monk, and even though he's changed and he becomes really good at what he does, he doesn't feel that it's quite enough for him. He's looking for something more, and he decides to go off into the wilderness of the Moon Panga. And as he's off in the wilds and the unclaimed places, he meets a robot. And the story follows Sibling Dex and Mosscap the robot, and it shows how they become good friends, and it explores a sense of place and friendship and that kind of thing. I don't really want to say too much more about it because I don't want to spoil it if you haven't read it. Absolutely wonderful book, and highly recommend it. And the third book I've been reading this week is actually an audio book. I've been reading The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. It's actually narrated by Andy Serkis. It's just phenomenal. His narration on it, it's a wonderful story anyway. I bet most of the people watching this have read it or at least know of it. His narration just adds something completely different to it. He had so much emotion to the telling of the story, and it's just such a great experience. If you've only read it in print or seen the films, I implore you to check out the audiobook. It's absolutely brilliant and well worth an Audible credit for sure. I thought I'd talk about some of the movies I've watched this week. The first movie I watched this week was the Sam Raimi Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. I watched that because I'm hoping to go to the cinema one of the nights this week and watch Spider-Man 2 at the cinema. It's a great film. I prefer the newer Spider-Man films. I do think they're better, but the original Sam Raimi trilogy, they're just so good. Even the third one that people didn't really rate, I still thoroughly enjoyed. Holds up really well. Some of the CGI is a bit ropey, but I think Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was really good. I really enjoyed those films, and Willem Dafoe is just mad as the Green Goblin. I wouldn't, if you haven't seen them, highly recommend them. If you haven't seen a Spider-Man film at all, I do recommend seeing the newer ones, but you can't go wrong with the older ones either. The second film I watched this week, I went to the cinema to see Longlegs, and I'd heard that it was meant to be amazing, the best horror film of the year. It's just weird and poo, and I really didn't enjoy it. I say I didn't enjoy it. The first half an hour, phenomenal. I thought this is going to be such a good film. It's well shot, the story's intriguing, the acting was quite good. I have to say the musical score was outstanding. It just made the whole film seem so creepy, and it, like, when something was going to happen, the music would kick in. It just got this sense of dread start building, and you start feeling tense for the characters on the screen. And then you see the main villain, Longlegs, played by Nicolas Cage, and it's just difficult to be scared by someone that looks like Marilyn Manson's Nan. It's not good. It couldn't decide whether it wanted to be like a scary thriller or a supernatural film, and it was kind of like caught in between two minds, and nothing much happened. Nothing much in it seemed to make much sense. I think if you have to explain your entire film's plot at the end with a flashback, I don't think you've done that good a job in storytelling. Could just be that this film just wasn't for me, but I've spoken to other people and they didn't enjoy it either. I think, don't believe the hype on Longlegs. As for the music I've been listening to this week, I have been working my way through Iron Maiden's discography though. I've been listening to each album in order. I'm up to A Matter of Life and Death now, so I'm on to the newer albums that were since Bruce Dickinson rejoined. I don't think Iron Maiden have released a truly bad album. I think their weakest one was the X Factor with Blaze Bayley, but I don't think it was because of Blaze Bayley. The guy's a really good vocalist, and I did enjoy Virtual 11. Obviously I do prefer their 80s stuff, from like Number of the Beast to Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. I honestly can't think of a metal band that's had as good a run of albums as those, as Number of the Beast, Peace of Mind, Power Slave, Somewhere in Time, and Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. I think the only band that can come close to that is maybe Metallica's first 5 albums, possibly Opeth from Still Life up through to Watershed. But Iron Maiden, phenomenal band, really been enjoying listening to them again. And I've been listening to a lot of Orden Again as well. Their new album's pretty good, enjoyed that, but Gunman's my favourite record by them. German power metal band, but they're definitely on the heavier side of power metal rather than epic solos singing about dragons power metal. So yeah, if you like that kind of thing, well worth giving them a listen to. And lastly, as for things that I've been up to this week, as I said previously, I've been at work most of the week, so I haven't been out and about as much as I'd like to be. But today I'm actually at a Viking reenactment festival at a place called Bishton Hall in Staffordshire. I'll put some footage of the Viking type things up after I've finished talking to you all. Really good day out. The weather's glorious. I think I've got a bit of sunburn, to be honest. Bishton Hall's a lovely place. It's got a little woodland walk. There's loads of places to get food to eat, and there's a little Viking village encampment, and there's a reenactment battle in a bit, so I'll go and have a look at that. It's just a good day out. It's really cheap. I think it cost me £2 for parking, £3 for entrance. So if you do live in Staffordshire or nearby to Bishton Hall, yeah, keep an eye out for it next year. It's well worth coming along to. Right, so that about wraps it up for this week. Not too much reading or movies or anything, I'm afraid, but I thought I'd do a quick video and keep you all up to date with what I've been getting up to. Next week should be a bit better. I've got a few day trips planned. I've got a couple of videos that I think should be pretty cool, so I'll get those filmed and uploaded. As always, thank you for watching and subscribing. Hope you're all doing well, enjoying what you're reading. You all take care, we'll talk to you again soon. Cheers, bye.